20 miles west of downtown Dallas, one of the league's grand settings, AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboy Nation, led by head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Right here they are, your 2026 Dallas Cowboys.
On that visitor's sideline, you can look at the Washington head coach. This guy's coming off a road victory in their opener a week ago, looking to make it 2 in a row before heading home. On the Cowboys side, it's head coach Brian Schottenheimer. His guys, on the other hand, couldn't pull one out last week in the opener, so they're looking for their first win at home here in week 2. Mike Tirico next to the great tight end, Greg Olsen. Glad you are joining us for this one. Off we go from AT&T Stadium. And he'll get this to the 24-yard line, and that's where the opening drive of the game will begin. Greg, he's one of the veterans of the league now. Here comes Dak Prescott in the Cowboy offense. Season 11 for Dak. He turned 33 back in July and was 3rd in the league in passing a season ago.
So you take a look at last week's game, Mike, and you certainly wouldn't say that he played poorly. I mean, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean slate. But when you talk to his coaches, they said they haven't seen him this motivated to bounce back after a loss in his entire career. So he's had a great week of practice. He's really challenging the guys around him to elevate their standard. And if it's any indication of how today is going to go, I think we're in for a treat.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. In motion, Lamb. On 1st down, right back to Williams. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
2nd down, Prescott. To the left side, caught by Lamb. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9. And 3rd down coming up.
3rd and 4.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. On 4th down, the veteran Brian Anger runs a punt for Dallas. To return is Williams. And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, we're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
Look there at the numbers that Krusty Merritt put up last time out. 14 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Now the 6th-rounder out of Penn State, Katron Allen. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Playing close quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got a man. It's McLaurin. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. He had 5 catches in the opener last week, has his first here in week 2.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Run over center, that's Krosky Merritt. He'll be slowed up and taken down. That play goes nowhere. Stuck behind the line for a loss.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike. Sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Third and 11. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Diggs on the reception. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards.
Yeah, and they do everything right. They force 4th down, and they're a play away from getting off the field. You just can't hit the quarterback late, and it's just so hard for these defenders. They get so close all game, and they get their opportunity, but you just have to avoid that contact and not put your defense in a bad spot.
On the handoff, it's Allen. He's going to get nothing out of that one. Followed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
Second down. Nix. That pass taken in by McLaurin. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. That's into the hands of Diggs. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on?
Previous play is under review.
What they're looking at here is the spot of the football. Always tricky to get this exactly right. But it only takes a few inches to make a big impact. So slow this down, find a landmark on the field, and determine where the spot should be.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game.
Commanders field goal. A 24-yard attempt.
Moody's kick is good. And the Commanders will take a 3-0 lead.
Very conservative football right there. I mean, kick a field goal with 4th and inches. Tell you what, I'm one of these offensive linemen or the quarterback. I'm coming off the sideline saying, Coach, come on, man, like, give us a little faith. Let us have an opportunity to score touchdowns if we want to win games.
Cowboys set to get back to work. And there's a look at Clayton Adams, their offensive coordinator. Adams, year 2 now as the offensive coordinator in Big D. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Numbers in last week's game for Javonte.
Brings up
16
second
carries
and 7.
for 52 yards. They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyway. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 3rd down, Prescott. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. The Michigan man, Mikey Sainristil, getting in on the corner blitz, and he comes up with a sack. Here's Brian Anger now, and John to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. This fielded inside the 35, and he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the 1st quarter of play. Commanders with the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they are set to start the drive with 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Krosky Merritt. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. They'll run with Allen. Past midfield to the 45. And he's going to be taken down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line.
A pickup of 12 yards.
A gain of 12.
1st down, Washington.
At the Washington 1st down.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack. And it's clear why.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Cowboys 43-yard line.
Back to throw is Nix. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. 3rd down coming up.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Krosky Merritt. And good red zone running here. Taking it inside the 10-yard line. Pickup of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd down, they need 2 yards. Right back to Krosky Merritt. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. That is caught, and they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a 1st down.
Krosky Merritt will take this one into the end zone. Touchdown, Commanders.
Washington.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end. And they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Commanders are out to a 10-0 lead.
Commanders 10, Cowboys nothing.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Cavante Turpin on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. Well, after a great week 1 and the opener of Buffalo's new stadium to kick off week 2, we have to look ahead to tonight. Chiefs and Colts at Arrowhead Stadium, 8:20 Eastern Time. Then really good matchup tomorrow, Monday night in prime time. Buzzworthy teams in the offseason. The Rams already opened in Australia. The Giants open with the Cowboys. Now those two teams will meet at SoFi in Inglewood. From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Prescott. There's a short one that's caught by Ferguson, and he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
That's a gain of 5.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. To throw is Dak. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but put the ball in harm's way.
The Commanders' offense head back out, along with the guy who goes by Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. So, Greg, this was not a Christmas gift in May when the schedule maker said, hi, your season's going to start with back-to-back road games. However, win the first. If you can win here and then head home 2-0, man, this season takes on a very different tone.
Oh, there's no question. And, Mike, am I crazy, though? I could make an argument that I'd rather play the away games early in the season. We're fresh. We're not beat up. We don't have a roster that's depleted, getting a lot of new guys into it. When you get into the meat of the season, middle to back end, there's a lot of new guys playing for the first time. Practices are a little shorter. Travel's a little bit harder. You're not feeling as good. So if they can somehow get 2 early road wins here, knowing that now there's a lot of home games as the season unfolds, I actually think they could be doing themselves a favor.
Allen gonna get it again. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Another run, and again, it's Allen. And nice work here. He's got the first down to about the 30-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
A first down throw for Nix. That's to the left side and taken in by Diggs. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their 2nd, and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Allen. And a good run there to get him 5 yards. Now a signal, timeout call. 9 seconds left to play in this first half.
At the 7-yard line.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Throwing. Nix. That'll be taken in by Krosky-Merritt. And he's in. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Touchdown, Washington. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the first half. On is Moody to add the extra point. He's got it. The Commanders move further out in front. It is now 17-0.
17. Cowboys nothing.
So, still the matter of 6 seconds remaining in this half. And the kick's away. From the end zone, here's Kevontae Turpin. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So, halftime straight ahead. And we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports halftime report. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. And there'll be no return forthcoming, so the ball comes out to the 35. The Commanders offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. A run to begin the drive, and it's Krosky-Merritt. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
The tackle made by Bobby Okereke. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 6. Here comes Allen, and he's going to struggle to get back to the line. Maybe a yard. Quentin Williams there to make the play.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Come to the line for 3rd down and 5. Throwing is Nix. He's got his man. It's Diggs. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Here's 3rd and 2.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll throw. It's Nix. Over the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Durant.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit.
A short throw caught by Ferguson. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
They run over center with Williams. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. That's good for a Dallas first down.
It's just so good to see Javonte Williams back, Mike, playing at this level. It looked like he might never be the same. You think back to that ACL tear back in 2022. It kind of took him a couple seasons, but last year he looked better than ever first year with the Cowboys, and now here he is trying to build on that in year 2.
Dak's going to throw it here on first down. Here's a screen set up to Williams. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. That is Ferguson in motion. On 2nd down, a run with Williams. Look at him stay on his feet as he's able to shimmy his way for a gain of about 5.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls from line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
They'll go for it. It's Williams.
Yeah, when you find yourself down big here in the second half, you have to maximize every possession. And that's exactly what the coach tried to do, going for it on 4th down. Give yourselves a chance to cut into this big lead. But it's the defense that came through again with a huge stop. And that's going to make their chances of coming back that much more difficult.
The Commanders offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. Greg, I know you're passionate about this, the change in the evolution of the NFL the last decade, the willingness to go for it even more often now on 4th down, as we've seen here.
Yeah, I think teams just continue to understand the NFL is not about yards, it's not about time of possession, it's about generating big plays, and it's about maximizing every possession you have and sustaining the ball. So you get opportunities at certain down and distances at certain parts of the field to use that extra down. It changes everything. And the last thing I'll say, Mike, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. We don't decide to go for it on 4th down, or at least I'll say the good teams don't decide to go for it on 4th down on 4th down. They knew they were going for it on 4th down 3 plays ago. They knew on 1st and 10, this was 4-down territory. So 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, the play caller is using that information to say, if I need 4th down, I had it. So I don't need to get it all on 2nd, all on 3rd. So it changes the philosophy and the flow of the play caller, and the players are a lot more comfortable nowadays being in these situations.
That is over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through. And yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping.
And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Nolan Smith makes the tackle.
At the 42-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again here with Williams. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Williams. A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Center leads him to the line for 1st and 10. Dak to throw. He'll tuck it and take off. And he'll slide to a halt after picking up about 6.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away. Picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
So, from the 25, it's 2nd and 5. Now Prescott. This pass right side, caught by Lamb. It'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
1st down, Prescott. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
It doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
To the air again. Prescott. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Dallas. His 1st touchdown of the new campaign. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. And we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Commanders' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. And it would appear they are on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with 1st and 10 in this 4th quarter. They'll run with Allen. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Trying to get to 2-0. It has not been easy, but that is an important 1st down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd down. They go back to Allen. And And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run with Krosky Merritt. There he goes, inside the 30. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 19-yard line.
25 yards. First down, Washington.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On the handoff, it is Allen. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down.
That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their second, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. Carry now for Allen. And this run's not going to yield anything. Stopped in the backfield on back-to-back plays. Cowboys going to use their third and final timeout. Talk things over before third down. On the handoff, it's Allen. And he will score! Patron Allen! Touchdown, Commanders. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all offseason long, to start your season and build some early momentum. Gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
Makes the score. Commanders 24, Cowboys 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Turpin. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys for their next drive. Let's look what the Cowboys have ahead. They're scheduled the next few weeks. They'll be home for Baltimore. Then they go to Houston. And they head back home, and they'll welcome a visit from Tampa Bay. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. In motion, Lamb. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. They get 11 and quickly pick up a first down.
These can be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty much been a dominant performance right from the start.
Prescott on first down. That's out wide to Williams. And he'll be out of bounds, a pickup of 5.
Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 5. In motion, Lamb. Now a 2nd down throw for Prescott. Pass completed right side to Ferguson. And this yields nothing. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's got his man. It's Pickens. And he is going to have a Cowboys 1st down. As this defense too loose there. Gain of 19 on 4th down. That is Ferguson in motion. Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
The tackle made by Dorrance Armstrong.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's right side. He's got Ferguson. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line.
10 yards.
That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. To the left side. That is taken in by Flanor. And he's out of bounds on the pass play. But that's good for 8 yards.
Out of bounds at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Prescott. That is caught to the goal line and in. Jake Ferguson. Touchdown, Cowboys.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
And now the referee looks like he has gotten word from replay. They're going to stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look. And indeed, this call will be overturned. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Dallas.
You know, I think there was a lot of people around the league, Mike, that weren't really sure what were the Cowboys getting in Javonte Williams. And, you know, he's coming off a pretty significant injury with Denver, but certainly one of the best stories of the league last year. And finished with over 1,000 yards rushing, double-digit touchdowns, and carries that success here and finishes this drive with 6.
Cowboys 14.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So, a win here on the road for the Commanders. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.